Hey, Scissor Siblings, big announcement. I'm going on tour with Stand Up on the Spot, and you can see the show every second Tuesday of the month at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. And then September 22nd, I'll be in Fort Worth, Texas doing the show. September 28th through October 1st, just for last Toronto. Then I'm on the road doing stand up at Skankfest Vegas, Huntington Beach, La Jolla, California. Get tickets at jeremiahwatkins.com. And then Steebee Weebee, my brother, just dropped a great new vlog with his mom. Check that out after Scissor Bros. And then also, I just dropped a crowdwork documentary called The Weirdest Man Alive that I think you'll really enjoy. Now, without further ado, thank you so much for watching Scissor Bros. We love you. Let's get into this episode right now.
Yeah, I'm mindful as far as other people's feelings and their sensitivity levels as well.
You're real good about that.
Yeah. I try to be. Yeah.
Have you ever been told that you interrupt frequently or that you talk too long?
Oh, all the time. All the time.
Brothers!
You look ready to go.
I'm feeling good, brother. Feeling real good.
I mean, your hands are in position on those keys. Are you just wanting to get into a song?
I kind of do. Make it a little bit more cryptic today, maybe.
Do we need to tell anything to the listeners or viewers about this song? Or are we just going for it?
Yeah, it's going to be a little cryptic instrumental, something like that. A little Freddy Krueger vibe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So you want me to try to lean into kind of horror vibes?
Get Freddy Krueger with it, yeah.
Get Freddy Krueger with it.
That was different than what we usually do.
Yeah. I don't really know if it was Freddy Krueger necessarily. It's kind of more like a dark fairy whimsical song, like
Stranger Things.
No,
just say Stranger.
I think a woods fairy just broke up with his girlfriend.
Okay, that's fine. That's fair.
I am out in the woods.
Right, like a wood elf.
Yeah, like a wood elf. Like,
yeah.
Why she will not call me?
Yes,
I don't know.
like folklore, something like that. Yeah. We should do.
On the way to Mordor we go.
Yeah. Something like that. Okay.
I like your energy today, though.
Yeah, I've been trying to be more kind of productive. Getting up at a reasonable time. I had a really busy day the other day where I Ubered to near Melrose. There's a Bank of America because I wanted to get my mom some money. I haven't been able to provide in that sense. So I went into one of my accounts, got a cashier's check, and it made me feel good because it's like now with the conception of these things, I'm like, oh, I could give my mom a little dough now on the side. You
sent your mom money?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring a cashier's check, a money order. So yeah.
So she can't take it back.
Yeah.
That's
so I did that.
That's very thoughtful, dude.
Well, it's come on, it's the right thing to do. I mean, now we're in a position. I'm not saying we're millionaires or anything by any means, you know. So, Choster, if you want to sponsor the podcast,
Dave Cho,
yeah.
how about you
Dave,
just
we
be a
love you.
guest? We'd
Yeah.
love for you just to be a guest.
Oh yeah, Dave, we love the Cho Show, man. I love you, man.
You want to
know?
come on and do a painting challenge?
Yeah,
You're more
we'll
than
do
welcome,
a painting
brother.
challenge.
I still cherish my night at Canner's with you, and I haven't seen you since because
Yeah.
he's like a wood elf to me.
Well, he's a busy guy.
Mythical guy, man.
He's a busy guy. But anyway, ended up near Fairfax High. Ended up going to Sporty LA.
I went to a swap meet near Fairfax.
Yeah, that happens on Sundays.
Yeah, I got a leather jacket that I literally never wear.
I've got a couple items there. I've got a flannel I never wear there too, for like $45.
We should wear them on one of the podcasts.
How about this? We go there and do a vlog on a Sunday. Do a whole Fairfax.
Oh, swap
You
meet
know what
vlog?
I'm saying? Yeah,
That could
dude.
be fun.
So I ended up going over there, and I'm like, I wanted to get my girl shoes too. So I'm like, oh, I'll get her. You know,
What kind of shoes we talking?
this is gonna air. So by this point, yeah, she would have received them already, right? Yeah. Well, I got Saucony's, like the ones I wear.
Yeah.
But they're cool. They're like orange. They're like the newer version of these.
Yeah.
Orange, like kind of like a bright orange with blue, and kind of like cream laces.
Like creamsicle.
Yeah. So I did that, and then I ended up. I went by a vintage T-shirt place, and the guy, I don't know if it's from Scissor Bros, but he's like, Steebee, come on in. And I'm like, oh. And it was one of those things where socially, I didn't know what was happening because they knew this thing or my brother. Or I think, you know, now I think about it, I think my brother, because he loves vintage shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
He was an avid shopper there, and they just dragged me in there. He wanted to give me this expensive $89 shirt, and he was pushing it on me.
Did you let him?
No.
Mm.
The reason being because I didn't think it was right. He was like, it was a Trans World skate shirt.
And you want to give it to you?
Yeah, he's like, please, it would be an honor, bro. Please just take it.
Why didn't you take it?
Because, one, I wanted, if that was the situation, I wanted to pick a shirt out myself. Just because it was a skateboarding shirt doesn't mean necessarily, you know what I'm saying, that I would
Want to wear it?
Yeah, I would want something more.
So it's kind of like if somebody is like, here, take this pool shirt, but it had like skulls and dragons all over it. I'd be
Yeah.
like, I mean, it's technically
Yeah.
got a pool cue on it and some pool balls, but it's kind of ugly.
Yeah, so exactly. So I'm in the vintage store at this point, and now I'm meeting the owner, and I have to act as if I know the whole thing. So it was one of those social situations where I was like agreeable. I'm like, oh, it's good seeing you, man, and I wish that I knew the name of it, but I'll maybe put it in the description when I remember it. But I had to kind of go along. Yeah, it's good, you know, one of those things where you had to you're just agreeable and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but I was nice, but yeah, I think because he mentioned Bob and like how I think my brother goes there and he frequents that place a lot, buying their vintage shirts. So I'm like, oh, I'm looking for a pizza place on the block because there's this pizza place I went to. It's I think something Bird, Blackbird thick pizza. It's like Chicago style pizza. Ended up not finding that. Going to another vintage place near the old Coffee Bean and Jamba Juice where I used to work. And those shirts were ridiculous. They were like $65.
But you're going to like vintage stores and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, you know what? I didn't realize because I'm used
This
to going
ain't Target, brother.
I know, but I'm used to going to like
This ain't Goodwill.
Goodwill.
Yeah.
Because at Goodwill you could find a shirt for like $1.
That's Goodwill. Shirts for $1.
For $1. At the tops, $2.
Now, if you want to get crazy, $10 shirts.
I mean, that's asking for a lot, just 10, but 65.
I used to get suits and suit jackets at Goodwill and Salvation Army all the time.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just don't see why they would jack up the prices that much. I don't understand that world, you know. But anyway, going in there.
You know the atrocities right now?
What?
2 for $4 on the value menu at McDonald's.
See, that's your thing, the McDonald's.
It used to be $1 for everything. Now it's 2 for $4. That's
Yeah.
called inflation, brother.
Yeah. We love their breakfasts.
Yeah, but you know what? when we do those breakfasts, it's like over $20 for 2 people. That's expensive for breakfast if you, think about
they
it.
did jack up the prices in that too,
Yeah.
like an egg McMuffin or something like that. But anyway, ended up passing that up, and I didn't find the pizza place, so I just kept walking, and I ended up at Chipotle, at the corner there.
The one that we've been to?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a chicken burrito there. I just ended up walking all the way back to my apartment.
Because why?
I didn't want to spend for the Uber.
How much was the Uber?
I don't know, $10 to $16.
Well, that's an In-N-Out meal or a Chipotle meal.
Exactly. So I ended up going to Sprouts. Then I hit Target up, and I just did this whole.
You did the loop.
I did the loop.
Give you the loop.
Mm-hmm. Did the loop. So that felt good, that I got some exercise, did a little shopping, and yeah.
You're looking refreshed.
Thank you. And I'm growing my hair out finally, see?
I know.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, man.
See, with this thing, I always get impulsive, and I just, with the Manscaped 4.0 lawnmower, but I'm like, you know what? I haven't done this in years. Might as well just let it go.
Let it go.
I'm going all the way.
Full Dutch boy?
Crow. Yeah, Brandon Lee Crow. Just yeah.
Sting?
Yeah, I want
the wrestler?
Exactly. I want to replicate your when I first met you back in the day, you know how your hair was long?
Yeah.
I want to do that, and then maybe you could get my old haircut, and we could do it. Yeah, like a Freaky Friday type thing.
Maybe.
I want to get it where it just cover. You know what I mean? I want to go emo.
Wait, what do you mean?
Just pictures of you, The Cure.
Do you have some favorite?
Yeah.
Do you have some favorite emo bands?
Robert Smith, The Cure. I don't know The Cure. I love The Cure. Yeah, The Cure, Echo and the
What's your
Bunnymen.
favorite Cure song?
Caterpillar, Boys Don't Cry, Just Like Heaven.
Ooh, you're naming some good ones.
Girl,
Ooh.
Pictures of You.
Yeah.
Close to Me.
Oh, yeah.
It goes on and on and on. I grew up. Now that you brought that up, in my apartment the other day, I did a whole 80s kind of, like a retro kind of remix. I was throwing Paul Young in there. I threw, Debbie Gibson. Only in my dreams, as real as if they seem. It was only in my dream. I did that whole thing. Na 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 na. Oh.
I think I know that song, but not when you sing it. Does that make sense?
Timestamp that, please. So I did Debbie Gibson, Cyndi Lauper. I went through a whole 80s thing.
I used to do Cyndi Lauper and karaoke, and I thought that was so wild.
What, True Colors?
Keep guessing.
Time After Time.
Nope, keep guessing.
Girls Just Want to Have Fun.
That's what I used to do in karaoke in high school, and I thought I was so...
Girls just wanna have fun.
They just wanna,
they just wanna. Great song.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Cyndi Lauper, by the way? Is she still alive?
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll find out.
We love you, Cindy. Keep
Time
doing your
after
thing.
time. Time after time.
Oh, Thompson
time
Twins?
after-
That's another group people forget about. Thompson Twins.
What about the Olsen twins? Do you like them?
Nah.
No?
Thompson Twins.
No, man. The Olsen twins are where it's at.
They did an album?
Yeah.
What's one of their songs?
Go
Go ahead, you sing it. Since you shame me with my singing.
Well, theirs is like that one song about. Do you guys remember the song back in the day where it's like, I'm gonna sell my brother at the yard sale?
Go ahead, man. Sing a little. Sing a little bit.
I don't remember the lyrics of this song. It was just
Comment
like,
a little bit, man. I was vulnerable with you.
No,
man.
it was like, you and your brother, you're gonna sell his brother, you're gonna sell the brother, and if they gonna sell your brother, I'm gonna sell our brother. Something like that.
I don't even want to say what you sound like right now.
What? Say it.
Something's not right there. Yeah. Unstable. I don't want to say the word. We won't say the word.
Okay.
Yeah, a little, yeah.
When you were thinking of the word, was I dressed in a leotard?
Kinda, yeah. Kinda, yeah.
Okay, continue.
Yeah. I don't know. I lost my train of thought there.
Choo choo.
Yeah, it was just, it's fun going through old music. I'm in a time capsule where I don't know current music, so I'm always going back to the hits.
Did you do time capsules in your high school?
What do you mean?
We had to make a time capsule thing freshman year, and then we opened it up senior year.
No, we didn't do anything like that. Yeah.
Did your mom keep your teeth or anything like that?
No, but all the girls in my high school knew I was a virgin.
Let's get into that.
Well, I used to go to Bible studies, and I would invite girls to church and Bible studies instead of to the school dances or dates.
So instead of for prom, you're like, do you want to go to
Do you
Bible
want to
study?
pray at the flagpole with the church?
Really?
With the Campus Crusade
Really?
kids. Yeah. And so I think the end of my senior year, I all the females kind of wrote you write in their yearbooks, and then they would say stuff like, I wish you the best of luck in college. Maybe you'll get laid in college, or
They
maybe
put that in your yearbook?
Yeah, it was really.
So you didn't have sex in high school?
No, I didn't even. I don't even think I kissed a girl.
Wow, you and I are similar.
I didn't kiss a girl. I was constantly cutting weight. I was constantly going to church. Yeah, it was just Wow. All my friends, they experienced that stuff.
Did they tell you about it?
Yeah, they never wanted to hurt my feelings.
That's a good friend.
But they knew oh man, Steve, you gotta try, man. That type of deal.
Yeah.
Because one of my friends, Sean, he was always dating a new girl, and I came up to him and I'm like, "What's your secret? How are you doing this?" And he goes, "Dude, you gotta try, dog."
That's what he said?
Yeah, he goes, "You gotta try, dog. If you don't try, you'll never know." I'm like, "Oh, that was just so profound to me." Wow. Yeah. So you had a similar high school experience?
Yeah, I didn't have sex in high school at all.
But the girls liked you, right?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you know they liked you?
No, I was oblivious.
Okay, so let's just stay on that tip, all right?
What?
I was oblivious too, but recently my cousin Eddie, who was a year behind me, because I've been talking to him on the phone, he was like, "Dude, all the girls liked you, man." And I'm like, and then I was like, "Really? Huh? He's like,
dude, we could clean up if we went back in time and we were our former high school selves, Steve.
"Oh, I wish I could do it all over again." Yeah.
But it might have made you a different Steve, though.
No. Okay, these are the things I
It
would
could
have done
have made an
differently.
alternate timeline. It
I
could have
wouldn't-
created a ripple in the metaverse.
I wouldn't have wrestled.
Yeah.
Yeah, the metaverse. I would not have wrestled.
Metaverse
I'll say
is
I
something
wouldn't
else.
have wrestled at all. I wouldn't have gone to church.
You would have been addicted to it, right?
I would have just been, yeah. Because it's like, man, high school is a time where you experience, you know what I mean? At least kiss a girl.
Hit that.
I got more.
Ooh, Ooh, Steebee about the creamy. Ooh.
Let's not talk like that. Creamy. What are you doing?
Steebee about the creamy in his panties.
No demonetization. Edit that
What,
out.
creamies?
No,
come on, creamies. Come on, creamies, man.
I do like.
Creamies isn't on the community guidelines.
There's nothing wrong with creamy.
Yeah, creamies are good.
The more cream, the better.
Yeah.
We like creamy.
We love creams.
So I wouldn't have wrestled. I wouldn't have done church. I wouldn't have done Bible study. There's a problem when the last time you kissed a girl was in 6th grade. I got more intimacy and that type of thing in 6th grade. I was the man in 6th grade. The man.
Are you saying you peaked in 6th grade?
I'm
just asking.
I did.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
You want to know what happened to me in 6th grade?
What? Wait. When
My
did you?
best friend said, because I was like this girl was interested in me, and I was like, I'm gonna tell her I'm not interested, right? He's like, oh yeah, you should tell her you're not interested. Dude, as soon as I said that, he swooped in and started dating this girl.
Oh, he
Yeah.
blocked you,
Yeah.
and you didn't do anything about
He
it.
set me up, dude. He set me up to break it off with this girl.
Oh my goodness.
Yep.
How did that make you feel?
Confused.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought it was boys' club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, were you masturbating in high school?
No, I think you know that about me. I didn't start masturbating until I was like 17 and a half.
Oh.
Junior year, baby.
Yeah. The one time two girls actually stopped, they were cross country, or they're on the track or cross country. I was literally beating off, and all out of nowhere they rang my doorbell. So I answered the door, and I had to act like I was sleeping, like I just got up from a nap. I was like acting
Wait,
like
where was this at?
in Poway.
No, but like they rang your door at your house?
They just happened to be doing a run
through
in
the
my
neighborhoods.
neighborhood.
Gotcha.
It was one of the only times a girl actually, females actually like came to my place,
Yeah.
like rang my doorbell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I dropped the ball there. Yeah.
Whoa, wait.
Well, I
But
had
in your mind, they were going to come in and...
No. But it wasn't a good look that I had just got done masturbating. You know what I mean?
You think they could tell?
I don't know. I always wondered that.
I mean, did you have stains on your pants?
No, but maybe I had a Vaseline hand, or I don't know.
Was your pants like sticking out?
No, but I remember they actually, I didn't want them to come in. I was like, hey. And they go, hey, we're just in the neighborhood. And maybe, you have to offer them some water.
These girls did like you. They're stopping by your house?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so they ended up in my room, and I ended up just like falling asleep on them. Like, oh, I'm just real tired.
You fell asleep on them?
No, yeah, I was acting. I was acting as if I was like, they were like kind of. Yeah, it was really weird.
Meanwhile, they're trying to get you to fall asleep in them.
I don't know about that, Jeremiah. But I just
know.
I just know that I was like, I'm just really tired. Yeah. I did a lot. Yeah, I was just an idiot.
Wow.
Yeah. We always go back to these memories, huh? Yeah.
I haven't heard
A lot of letdowns.
A
lot of letdowns, yeah. It's okay.
Well, let's scissor some of this odd energy out of the room right now.
Yeah.
Because Steve went to a place where he's just looked off and said, a lot of letdowns, a lot of letdowns, a lot of letdowns. We're going to get that. Clear that right up like a bad herpes rash. Okay, let's scissor out. Oh, great. Hand sanitizer and bottled water?
Grab your bottle.
Okay.
All right, so if you're at home, you have a bottle of water, do this with us, okay?
Or another item.
Okay, ready?
1,
2,
3. We hope you're scissoring
4,
away the negativity in your life
5,
with us.
6, 7, 8, 9, and 10,
11, and 12,
13. Yeah, 14.
14, and 15.
I told you about like my senior prom, right? I already said that story. How?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. I won't get into that then. Yeah.
But we can talk about it.
No. I already talked about it. Ended up the only person that had to take their date back because I was literally asked out the preacher's daughter. Okay.
Oh, maybe I don't know about this.
Yeah, and I had her take her back in the limo and then go back. They had like an Airbnb. I mean, before it was called Airbnb, they had a keg in the room, and then everyone was coupled up. And I remember everyone was hooking up, all the couples, and I was alone in my sleeping bag, curled up and just curled up.
That's why you love sleeping bags. That's why it's on your bed. That's why you can't get rid of it. You're frozen in time since high school inside of a sleeping bag.
You're on
everything else around you
was
chaotic, and your safe
that
place
was my safe place.
was the sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Was
Have
it
you
a
ever
Coleman
been-
as well?
Huh?
Was it a Coleman as well?
I don't know if it was a Coleman. I don't know if it was a Coleman. But I just remember I was just alone in my sleeping bag. So, have you ever been in a situation where you're the odd man out?
Yeah.
Okay. You care to share a story? I've been so vulnerable the whole podcast. With my vulnerability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like.
Yeah, but the odd man
It's like I'm out there naked, just like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm here.
I used to not get invited to certain parties because I didn't drink in high school.
Give me a little bit more than that. Give me.
I had one girlfriend that broke up with me because she said, "You're too good for me."
See, these are like vague things. I need more details. Give me more colors in these stories. Texture. Paint the picture a little bit better than that.
I don't know. I might have blocked out a lot of this stuff. I don't know.
It's like the girl said no. She said no when I asked her out. It's like, give me a little bit more than that.
I think
Your mindset, the whole thing, you know?
I didn't make a lot of moves in high school.
Yeah.
I wrote a SpongeBob song for one girl for a class that I liked that I
Yeah.
never asked her out. And I performed it in front of the class.
So you're always performing to get the to get her validate. Is it validation?
I guess.
But you wanted to impress a girl.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I
So
tell you
there's
what
one.
Bobby did to me when we were younger?
What?
So I'm calling this girl up. This was back then, folks. We had house phones.
Yeah, there's cords on them
There's
back in the day,
cords
folks.
on the
They
phones.
were plugged in with a telephone jack, like a wire into the wall.
Yeah, so I'm calling this girl. I have enough bravery to do this. He goes and gets on the other line in my mom and
That
dad's
was the
room.
best.
And he gets on the other phone. He goes, Steve has a small dick. Steve has a small dick. I go, what are you doing? Hang up. Dude, I was so mad at him. Why did he do that?
What'd you do to pay him back?
Oh, dude, we used to get in brawls.
Same here.
Like, we drew blood.
Dude, when my brother used to get his braces tightened,
Yeah.
I'd punch him in the mouth when he got home from the orthodontist. Yeah, my brother and I went at
Dude.
it, bro.
I remember back then my brother had long hair.
Yeah.
Like the James Eha Smashing Pumpkins look, the whole long hair.
Yeah.
And I remember I kept pushing, like we were by the kitchen table and I pushed him like, what are you gonna do, dude? And then he pushed me back and then I pushed him, what are you gonna do, dude? And then I remember like the third or fourth time I was like lunging towards him, he cocked back and punched me dead in the nose. I flew back. I flew back on the kitchen table. It was one of those scenes in the movie where you broke my nose.
Did he?
You broke my nose, man. Like it was one of those things. And so this is before I even knew how to wrestle or anything. So I just jumped on his back like a caveman and I just started like just gripping out his hair. Like, you broke my nose, man. Yeah. And then
Were
he
you
ran
gushing
into
blood?
the bathroom. Yeah, there's blood. Yeah, there's blood everywhere. He ran into the I ran into the bathroom, and then he was outside the bathroom, and he goes, "I didn't mean to do it. I love you, man. I love you." Yeah.
One time my brother was on a couch
Yeah.
in the basement, and I was playing this game that we used to play where we would jump from one side of the couch arm. It was like a big, wide couch arm in the basement, like an old couch.
Was it like lava floor? Was it?
Yeah,
you
you did.
The
Yeah.
lava.
So we would jump from one arm to the other arm.
Okay.
Right.
You
And-
can't touch certain parts.
Yeah,
of
you didn't want to touch any of the cushions on the couch.
can't, 'cause
But
that's
But it's
lava.
kind of a long jump, right? From
So
arm
it's a
to arm.
leapfrog thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what my brother did one time is he was laying on the cushions, and I'm like, Jonathan, move out of the way. He's like, no, you're gonna have to jump over me. And he put his legs up in the air. He put them like this.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that?
I know that move.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's like, you got to jump over it. I was like, fine.
So it was a hurdle.
Yeah. But I jumped as hard as I could to try to get over it.
To the other end.
I hit my head on the I-beam of the basement, this metal I-beam. I jumped directly into
Oh
it
no.
because I wasn't seeing it. I didn't know that I was going to jump that high. I jumped with all my might, cracked my head open. I started gushing blood out of my head.
Did you have to get stitches?
Staples. Not even stitches, staples. They were like,
You had staples in your head.
yeah, there's still
like Frankenstein.
Yeah, there's still an indentation somewhere in my head from the dip of that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Is he older?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Always, there's always something being the younger one, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Always something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of things, and then I remember. I told you the story. I don't know if I've said this, but there's one time he came over to me. He goes, "You know what's better than sex or masturbating, dude?" I go, "What?" He's like, "Ben gay on your dick." And I remember I remember we went because the Ben-K was in my parents' bathroom, and I remember he goes, "You gotta coat the whole thing, dude." And I go, "Yeah, are you sure?" He goes, "Dude, it feels better than a blowjob." And I remember I put it all just everywhere on my penis, and I just remember it burned so bad. I had to jump in the shower. I go, "You lied to me," you know.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of things growing up.
Yeah, man.
But it's always good. I'd rather have a sibling than being an only child, I think. Because you learn certain lessons and, you know what I mean? It kind of toughens you up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking about. Well, my wife and I's thoughts about, my son is like, he might need a sibling.
I mean, are you comfortable talking about this? Because I know it's been on your mind.
It's probably going to happen eventually.
So it's going down?
I don't know about right this second, but I think it's going to happen.
Now, I know your sperm is strong enough, obviously, because
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the endorsement.
Would you want him to have a brother or a sister?
I could go either way with this one. I really wanted the first one to be a boy.
Okay, so you got that wish.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
could
you
go
don't
either way
care.
with the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 and then you're done. Are you going to tie the knot?
2, then done.
You're tying the knot.
I'm literally going to get a vasectomy if we have a second kid.
You are.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah. No accidental. Sorry.
So is it mainly because of your kid, like you want him to grow up with a sibling?
Yeah, I mean, I loved having siblings. I have an older brother, a younger sister.
We didn't really craft it like that, but there's good times too, right? I mean, with their
Yeah. I mean, we were only talking about the times where I beat, my
yeah.
brother and I were beating on each other and stuff like that. But there's way more good memories than that. Even though I talk fondly, even about those times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did your brother do stuff like where it kind of catered or it kind of turned you more towards comedy?
No, but he did do this thing where he handcuffed me and a friend to the back of a toilet, and he grabbed matches and hairspray and treated it like a flamethrower, like
Yeah.
right by our faces while we screamed, "No, Jonathan, you're gonna burn us! No!"
Oh, yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's the fun stuff.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And then did you grow up with a swimming pool?
No.
Okay, because we had a pool and a jacuzzi.
Must be nice.
And I remember we were in the jacuzzi once. He goes, "You know what feels good? You stick it in one of the jacuzzi holes."
Your penis?
Yeah.
Scissor Brothers! Wired earbuds are a thing of the past.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, what are you even listening to?
I've been listening to a lot of Steely Dan lately and it's been great.
No matter what you like listening to, it'll sound better with Raycon earbuds. Raycon's everyday earbuds look, feel, and sound better than ever. They won't budge with optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit. Raycons offer 3 sound profiles whether you want to be immersed in sound to hear your surroundings. Raycon does it.
I use Raycon earbuds and I love them.
All I do, that's what I do.
Raycon gives you 8 hours of playtime and a 32-hour battery life.
Wireless charging makes powering up a breeze. Get the same quality audio as other premium audio brands at half the price.
Check out Raycon's wireless earbuds. Go to buyraycon.com/scissorbros today to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/scissorbros. Score 50% off.
Buyraycon.com/scissorbros. You won't regret it.
Can I keep these?
You can.
Thank you.
And listening to this will be your new daily medication, okay, Henry?
Thank you, Doc.
Raycon!
My voice was a little off.
Raycon!
You okay with it?
Yeah.
Because I was going in and out of
Yeah.
Man, boy, do I enjoy your jersey. Kansas City Chiefs is in effect.
Go Chiefs!
Football fans, the first Sunday of the NFL season is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving new customers an offer to celebrate the return of the NFL.
New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. As an added bonus for week 1, everyone can experience the thrill of DraftKings early win promotion. Bet on an NFL team to win, and if your team leads by 10 at any point during the game, you get paid instantly, even if your team loses.
Yeah! Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code SCISSOR to get $200 in free bets instantly when you place a $5 bet this Sunday. That's code SCISSOR.
Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
DraftKings! Go Chiefs!
I think I'm gonna bet a lot of money on them.
You wanna go get a beer?
Sure.
On me, man. DraftKings!
Well, I guess it's on you since you won so much money with
DraftKings! That's a whole picture on me. DraftKings!
You did not do that, did you? Steve, did you fit your penis in the jacuzzi hole?
Well, I was a kid, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. Can I also say one thing?
Did you have a
We
boner?
might have to edit a lot of this out.
We'll consider it.
My aunt had, back then this was fancy. She had one of those massage chairs, electric massage chair, you know, with the remote control.
You had sex with a massage chair?
Dude, I spent so much time with that massage chair. I remember no one could be around.
Well, what did you do though?
Let me think this through because I might regret some of
Did
this
you
stuff.
put it in between the folds of the chair? Like when it's saying
No, there was a part. Yeah, you don't have to do the sound effects. There was a part of the massage chair where it did this motion.
Oh, I'm
Oh
familiar.
no, it was the neck. No, it was the neck. The neck did this motion. You know.
You would stand up?
No, I would go towards the head part of it, towards the edge of the the higher part.
Yeah.
And I would just lay. I would lay on that part when it did that. And I would just.
You turn the chair on the side?
No. Straight on. Dolphin dive, straight on. So I was kind of top heavy on it.
Yeah.
And I would just lay on it, and then I would just close my eyes, and then I would keep pressing that button. So it was like, and I was just like, yeah.
Did you ever complete from that?
I think I did, but that's crazy. Yeah, but in my my jeans.
I did that a lot, dude.
You did?
Yeah.
Inside.
Oh, in my pants all the time.
Okay, I gotta hear about this.
Lots of wet dreams, brother.
See, again, I need more detail. You're just saying vague things. Tell me the real story. I just described a whole thing about a massage chair and what part of the chair, the controller. Come on.
I used to have intense guilt from masturbation because I grew up religious. I was sitting in an office chair one time, and I thought that it was only... I wouldn't go to hell if I masturbated to clothed women, so I would go on different websites and stuff like that where girls were promiscuous with cleavage or swimsuits and stuff like that.
So like the JCPenney.
Yeah, you know, like different swimsuit, like the FHMs and stuff like that, and different stuff like that. And I would blue ball myself, so I'd jerk myself to almost completion.
What's the term for that?
Blue ball?
No. Where you do it till completion.
It's
but
called
you stop.
edging, maybe.
Edging.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, edging. Yeah.
And then basically, what happened was I would keep doing that over and over because you almost
I like
and it
how
feels
your
really
face
good.
changed. Do that again.
You almost get
No,
there.
before that, you went.
you almost get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then what happened? There's a pop-up with a woman that was naked, and I go, oh no! And then like I started coming everywhere, and then it shot a load so high that it went above my head and it landed on my shoulder. And then my dad and mom were coming home, and I had to quickly like cover everything up like it was a crime scene in my dad's office because I was looking at the bad stuff on my dad's like family computer that was in the office. So I had to like clean myself up and then like go throw and change my shirt and then like act like nothing was wrong when my parents got home.
Dude, you have a strong burst.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've always had a strong sperm burst.
Always.
Because if it landed, let's go back to the shoulder blade. Hold
Okay.
on, we're gonna wrap up soon.
Yeah.
But it shot that strong, highly
Dude.
up.
Yeah.
Does it still do that?
Sometimes.
So you have that. That's how you get girls pregnant. Because it shoots. Yeah, that's a strong.
Yeah. No.
Because mine's more of kind of like a.
You know this.
Like a dripping
You know this
faucet or
about me.
something.
The
Yeah.
first time we tried for a baby, we got it on the first
know.
try.
That's very admirable.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yours is like more of a squirt gun. Mine's more of a leaky faucet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
YouTube.com/Scissor Bros.
Patreon.com/Scissor Bros.
For that exclusive content. I really enjoyed this episode, man. I didn't think we'd talk about. I like talking about. It's processing this. I process this stuff, and
Yeah.
It explains why I am the way I am right now.
Well, we've got a challenge too.
What?
We've got a challenge too.
What's going on?
Well, I've got a treat for us.
What? Well, just me and you, right?
No. We got a guest.
Who?
That's coming into the garage right now.
Where?
They're coming in here in like 10 minutes.
Will I like it? It's not gonna be gross or hard.
It's actually not going to be gross. Get ready for the Autism Challenge. Woo! Steve is over on my side, so you know that something special is taking place right now. We have a very special guest that we want you guys to welcome from your homes and from your hearts. It's our pal, Allie Arena, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Allie is a therapist who specializes in neurodiversity with a neuropsych certification to assess neurological differences, including autism, ADHD, and learning differences. And she works with both couples and individuals. And you can follow her on Instagram at Connecting with Allie and check out her website, www.connection-squared.com. And Allie is going to come by. She came by the show today to see if Steve and I could potentially be on the spectrum. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. Because it comes up a lot on this show that Steve or myself could be neurodiverse based on what we do on this show. So we wanted to bring in a professional and a friend to you guys and see if we could maybe do some assessments to see if where we kind of stand, Allie.
Okay. All right. I'm interested to see how this goes.
Yeah. How long have you been in the field?
So, like almost 15 years, which makes me feel really old. But yeah, I've been working with people who are autistic for a long time. And now neurodiversity is becoming a more popular term, which just means ADHD, learning differences, OCD. That's all under neurodiversity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the ADA, that's attention deficit, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
In high definition.
Yeah. I definitely have one of them. I don't know which one I have. I think I have some.
Let's
something.
not rig this thing,
I'm
man.
not rigging it.
We're
I'm not
just
rigging
going to
it.
make our assessments of us both, all right?
Thanks for coming. We really appreciate it.
course.
Thank you.
But yeah, if you guys, you do, you also in this field, you do therapy and
Yeah.
different stuff like that. Can you tell us a little bit about like kind of the therapy sessions that you do?
For sure. So if you have any neurological differences, it means that you might see the world differently than a neurotypical person. So you might get a complaint at work that you're not picking up on social cues. Or in your relationship, you might get told that you're not seeing things that other people have seen before. That's where I would come in. I would help with maybe some of the anxiety around that. Some of the skills,
Just checking in with you both.
I think I was saying this to Jeremiah last week. I think a lot of creative people who are in creative industries do have a little bit of neurodiversity because you have to be able to hyper focus so well and kind of cut out all the other crap. So it's not a bad thing.
How do you define neurodeficiency or whatever your terminology is? How do you define
So neurodiversity really just means your brain operates differently than the norm. And that's kind of changing because the norm, I don't even know what that's based on anymore, but it's like cognitively the norm. So where you are intellectually, what's considered the norm for social skills. Like it's considered pretty normal to make eye contact or to establish rapport with people, right? And if you're doing things outside of that, it could be considered neurodiverse or neurodistinct.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
I do on a day-to-day basis. I do these rituals. I'll give you an example. When I shower, I do a sequence of events, and if I'd have to do them in order. Is that something?
Yeah, so that could be again. So I just also want to clarify.
I'm just okay. I'm being honest with you though.
And I think that's something really good to go into. I can't formally diagnose anyone like here right now, just because it's all this is a bunch of assessments, but we'll definitely get into it. But so what you're describing is obsessive compulsive disorder. So OCD, repetitive loops, feeling fear if you don't complete your loops.
One more.
Like, and they're intrusive thoughts that can
just
prevent
did a loop. You didn't even realize it. He just did a loop right there. That was a 3 loop. Yeah, I do everything in 3s as well.
Yeah.
I have to hit it 3 times on my fridge because I do my own.
So we want to be clear here with this challenge. This challenge is a little bit different. There's not going to be a winner or a loser today because that's not a message that we want to put out there with this challenge. It's more of a challenge that we're challenging ourselves to do something out of our comfort zone, and it's to get assessed by a professional. It's an assessment. Yeah. So I'm curious. Do you want to get into?
I can't wait.
I'm real curious what these questions are, and
Okay.
I say we get right into it.
Yeah, and then you'll be able to tell, right? You have like a scoring system and everything.
I have good gut radar of stuff, but So when looking at, because you want to look at autism in particular, right?
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. Or just.
I like the OCD thing too.
Okay. So
ADHD, OCD, autism. Yep.
With any of these
Do you have like a sampler plan?
just to do
just a little bit of
all
everything.
the things.
Yeah, all the things.
Well, what's interesting though is a lot of those things do happen at the same time. So a lot of people with OCD could also be autistic or could have ADHD.
So it's like a person who drinks beer and smokes weed or something.
Yeah.
They like doing both.
Yeah. And even a lot of neurodiverse people can also struggle with substances. That's a really common thing.
I'm recovering.
Yeah. So when you're talking about any of these, you look at a few domains. You're looking at cognitive, literally like what you're able to take in, right? You're looking at social. You look at someone's past history, their childhood. You look at their sensory system. So what I mean by that is like, how do you regulate yourself in the world? Are you hyperactive? Do you have a hard time like differentiating noises? Do you get really distracted? That's your sensory system.
You mentioned childhood.
Yeah.
Does physical domestic abuse could it create one of these conditions?
It can literally
hey man, that's cheating, man.
affect neurology. Yeah.
No, this is a real question. No, because I grew up in a highly violent household.
Yeah.
Where my dad used to beat us. Rest in peace, Dad. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could have gained one of these through that trauma.
So yes, trauma can affect your neurology, and you could have, the 3 thing. It could have been a coping mechanism for you, right? And then you just carried into adulthood, and you might not need it anymore, but you don't know how to get rid of it now.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think the first question, because you've both been told that you're neurodiverse or suspected that you're neurodiverse.
Yes.
Okay. Do either of you think you are, and why? That would be a question that I would ask someone.
Well, my girlfriend always mentions, did you make an appointment with this psychiatrist yet, babe? And, and she thinks I have a combination of several things.
Okay.
I don't want to. I could get into detail. I kind of don't want to, but if you
Fair.
want, I could share some things.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
I think I was getting things mixed up. I think I have a OCD, maybe ADD. I don't know. ADHD thing. I don't really know.
Can you give a possible example if you're comfortable with it, like something that you mixed up?
Yeah, like so going back to the shower thing, it has to be scalding hot, and I go directly to my scrotum.
Uh-huh.
And I do that.
Sorry.
So what I do is, I'm sorry. I mean, I have to be honest, right? For you to say.
Well, I appreciate
I
it.
So-
talk with a lot of different people. Nothing's gonna shock
so
me.
not only does the scalding hot water have to hit my scrotum,
Right.
there's dry skin down there.
Uh-huh.
So I peel, and I make a ball the size of a dime every day.
And you do this every time you
Every
shower.
day, and then I place it on the side. I have these squares on the side of my shower, and I have to. It's like a little skittle of a dead scrotum skin. I put onto the side of my shower.
Yeah.
So is that normal?
Okay, so I don't want to use the word. I don't want to like pathologize or anything. I don't think there's anything normal anymore, right? Like our world's getting.
Yeah.
Do I think that's maybe unique and a behavior
Is it
that
unique?
I think it's unique.
I'll take that.
And I think, the reason you'd want support on anything is if it's preventing you in some way. So if you're telling me you have to do that every day,
Every day.
that's time that could be going into Scissor Bros or other things.
But hold up. Hold up there. But I'm showering too as well.
Yes, I know.
So
And
it's
showering
hygiene.
should always happen as well.
So are you saying that's an excuse to do that behavior, since I'm justifying like, hey, I'm taking a shower, man?
It could be, but to be honest, I think there's like maybe, but I wouldn't even want to say that to you. I think you're still trying to figure out like if there's truly OCD happening, that's you need support with that. You can't just like turn that off and not do it anymore.
Right. So to clarify more about what kind of passes as OCDs, I'll give you more context.
Okay.
So as soon as I do that, I roll into a ball and I flick it down the drain. Then, dude, seriously.
Can we just give a round of applause for Steve's girlfriend and thank her for her service? Because if you're doing that to your balls every day,
But I moisturize now.
Okay.
So I want to give a shout out to Sarah V. I found this new thing called Sarah V. So I moisturize. So it's looking 100% better.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
that's good.
Thank you for that. So I do that. Then I shampoo, and then I have to do the the loofah with the
Right.
a certain amount of body wash, and then I brush my teeth in the shower. But then after I brush my teeth, then I do hydrogen peroxide. I gargle and I spit that. But it has to be in a chronological order.
Yeah.
I don't go out of order. Is that something? Is that normal?
So that could again be different. What I'm hearing is there's not a lot of flexibility for you.
Oh, no.
You really need things rigid, which could be OCD. That could also be being autistic. Sometimes autistic individuals really benefit from a routine and rigidity, and when they deviate, it's like their world is falling apart. It's
Yes.
really hard. Yeah.
And if I go out of sequence, I have to repeat. I have to go, and I have to do it in the certain sequence every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
This is a daily thing.
So to answer, I don't know if I necessarily am neurodiverse. I would lean towards no, but I think I could have tendencies for sure.
And I think that's a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of us, if you think about it, neurodiversity is just a deviation in your neurology. The chances of someone not having anything like that is pretty slim. So, yeah, you probably do have tendencies in some way.
Yeah.
I think with him, I'm not putting judgment on you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like an Energizer bunny. He's always going. He doesn't know how to turn it off sometimes. I'm not judging you. I love you. But it's more of a hyper work ethic where he constantly has to be doing something.
Is that something?
Yeah, I mean, look.
Yeah, it's like go.
So, that could be just like a really high drive to want to like complete things. That could be somewhere on the ADHD scale where you have intense hyper focus. That could also be, though, you just need strategies of how to turn on and off. Like you might just not have developed those like stress management strategies to turn on and off.
Could it be a childhood event? Again, no judgment. Where something happened where that's the way he copes with life now, where he's constantly having to occupy and work and be doing something?
Somebody's thought a minute or two about this.
I love you, brother. I
love
think
you.
about these things.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's good. Scissor
Yeah.
Bros are in full-blown
I
therapy
think about
right
these
now.
things. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, look, your childhood affects a lot. Most of our behaviors is something from childhood. I think people compensate a lot. Like, let's say, I don't know, their parents weren't that worried about academics. They might go to Harvard then out of like spite of that. Like they want to be like, I'm going to do this.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
sometimes.
Mm-hmm. So what kind of questions could you possibly have to assess these things?
Okay. So another question I would want to know is, just because I'm thinking in the autism world, have you ever been told that you say something that's inappropriate or people don't understand what you're saying? Like you think you're making sense, but someone's not getting it?
Ooh.
I don't.
It's difficult because he's in he does stand up.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's-
Right.
I think for me over the years that I have to realize sometimes because I'm around comedians so much. So this could just be more of a comedian thing, that when I go back home to visit or I go into certain other social groups that are outside of comedians, people's metric for what is considered crass or inappropriate is way different. And sometimes I'll say stuff and I'm like, oh, like, yeah. Like when I go back home or whatever in different social settings, like I'll say something and then I'll like see the look on their face. I'm like, oh, I might have said something a little bit too far, too much or whatever. But in general, I don't think too much really.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same tip as him. I think it's mostly just to get a chuckle out of, because I'm aware that, if I say this, I'll get a reaction.
Right.
So it's like I'm conscious about it most of the time.
Okay, so that's actually like a positive. You're both telling me that you have good perspective taking. You can see if you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very, because I'm mindful as far as other people's feelings and their sensitivity levels as well.
You're real good about that.
Yeah.
I try to be, yeah.
Have you ever been told that you interrupt frequently or that you talk too long?
Oh, all the time. All the time. All the time. I mean, even because I have a solo podcast, half the comments most of the time is like, let your guest talk, bro. I'm constantly interrupting. But I'm not aware of it.
Yeah.
I am not aware of it.
Yeah.
But, people have said that a lot.
So that could be some impulsivity, a hard time regulating. So impulsivity is literally like acting on impulse, but you are not aware you're doing it. So I'm not saying that judgingly. It's you have a hard time inhibiting yourself from acting. So it's a skill you would have to learn.
I definitely got that.
Yeah.
Definitely, 100%. What about you, buddy?
I've been listening patiently.
That was the question. The question is,
I'm decent at not interrupting. I mean, I think we all interrupt from time to time, especially with how much podcasting we do. But I wouldn't consider that one of my things that I really do that much.
and he's being honest. So
Yeah.
I have it. He doesn't have it. I don't think.
Okay.
Because
All
we've
right.
had serious conversations when the cameras aren't rolling, and I've noticed that he'll just listen to me. He won't interrupt me, and I'm like, I don't have that, I don't think.
Yeah.
Or I need to work at it.
Yeah, look, I think that's a skill. Addressing impulsivity and active listening. You obviously both can do it. You have guests on the show, so you have the ability, but just to
He
keep
just did it.
to keep it
So
going.
what is that? What is that? How do you categorize that? What is that? What is that defined? Does that mean I have something?
Well, let's have her
Just keep
fill out
going.
the
So
whole
that could
question
be a
here.
characteristic of ADHD. So what I'm getting, possibly, Steve, is that you are neurodiverse. I'm not saying that you are a specific thing, but that you could use supports. Would you agree with that?
Support in what sense? Emotional support? Like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. So I mean,
Were you about to say financial?
No, I corrected myself. I was going to say financial, but
I think we could all use them.
I could
we
use
all
financial
could,
support. Yeah, no.
Subscribe today, okay?
Patreon.com/Scissor
Like the video, please.
Bros.
We could use it.
So it could look like talk therapy. It could look like cognitive behavioral therapy. It could look like someone looking at some of these routines and rituals that you have, like the thing in the shower or tapping 3 times, and trying to figure out like what that fear is. So like,
I don't know what that is.
right, and I don't want you to go there
no
now
idea.
because it's a little scary. But like for someone to really try to figure out like, why are you doing that? What do you think it's preventing, and help you work through that.
Can I give you? I just thought of this.
Yeah.
And this is no excuse. when I was younger, I was in Korea, and it was a bathhouse, and I was young, and I don't know if this was a dream. I vividly remember this. So, like, you know, there's a bunch of naked Korean people, and they were rubbing their skin and getting the dead skin off their body, and I remember that. And now when I do that, I'm like, maybe is it a genetic, hereditary kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Possibly. You could have
Cultural
also,
thing?
yeah.
I don't know.
You could have also
You could just have gross nuts too.
You could have internalized the memory.
Sorry. I'm just, you know.
See how I caught myself, though?
Hey,
This is not a weapon.
she's giving a
I
professional
know.
assessment, and I'm just kind of giving a personal assessment.
Yeah. But you could have internalized it, and maybe, for all we know, maybe when you were in that bathhouse, you actually, something simultaneously kind of disgusting happened. Like, you noticed, I don't know, someone had, like, thrown up. I can't even think of a good example, but if something kind of disgusting at that moment happened, you might have taken that memory and been like, oh, this can prevent me from this negative thing happening. That's where a lot of these
that's
come
interesting.
from.
Yeah. I think the Korean word is de, like to rub the de.
De?
De.
De?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I remember. And again, I remember that word. I'm like, oh, that's like their, you know what I mean?
Rub the de off your peh?
See how fast he is with his punchlines. Dude, this is my nuts.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
talking about my nutsack, and
Yeah.
you're doing jokes.
Yeah, man.
Could I let the viewers and listeners know there has been a vast improvement to, I mean, and my girl could vouch for that.
Congratulations. Next question.
Okay.
That's good. Okay. So next question, I'm going to talk about relationships a little bit. This one's a little
Oh.
personal.
Okay.
What were friendships like for you when you were little? Were friendships difficult, easy? Do you recall like a time in a period in school that was harder?
Go ahead, bro. I have to think about this one.
Okay. Friendships came pretty easy to me.
Okay.
Yeah. I really the only time I think I've mentioned this maybe on one or two podcasts is the only time I had trouble like making like a big group of friends was like I came in too hot at one school. I was trying to be too funny too fast and be the wild class clown,
Yeah.
and I literally like came in too hot, and like at mid of the year I begged my parents to have me switch schools because I dug myself too big of a hole, and I did switch schools because it was that bad.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I learned from that pretty heavily.
Like you saw it. You saw
yeah,
what
I saw it in real
you,
time. I was like, oh my goodness,
corrected.
I'm
Yeah.
unbearable to be around because I'm trying to be too on and
Yeah.
too, all that stuff.
That's so interesting because like what he does as a profession now is like accept me. You know, like he says these jokes and it's more like social acceptance. You know what I mean? Because he did that when I didn't know that story, but it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? To be accepted. Hey, accept me, and I need confirmation that I'm okay. You know what I mean? That type of deal.
I think I can see where you're going. Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you looking at me like that?
Dr. Weebee,
No. I'm just saying.
your patient's ready.
I'm just saying I had a similar thing like that too growing up. I remember in elementary school where we're eating lunch and my mom had packed me Twix chocolate, the Twix
Love
candy bars.
Twix.
Two
Yeah.
for me, none for you.
Yeah. And I used to it was more of a people pleasing thing. I would give my friends my Twix and then I would eat the wrapper in front of them. You know, it was a weird people pleasing thing where I don't know why I did that.
You
How
could have gone
many
pro with that,
Twix?
and then you could have been me.
Twix wrapper eater.
Yeah.
I remember that though.
How many Twix wrappers do you think
It was
you've consumed?
It was two come in one package,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So yeah, and I remember, but the thing is, I wanted to genuinely eat the Twix. did that to please them.
Yeah.
This is going back for acceptance.
Yeah.
For accept. That's all. Yeah.
No, I think a lot of us have that Twix story, like a version of that, right? Like wanting to be accepted or realizing they did something too much. So I think those are actually very typical childhood stories.
Okay, so
right?
that's normal.
I think
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
pretty typical.
Okay.
Like an answer that would have maybe been not as typical might have been like, I never really found a group. It was hard to meet people, that kind of stuff. But you're
Gotcha.
both saying like you had groups and stuff.
Yeah.
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 Okay, so have you ever found that you don't, and you're probably both going to be fine with this, but you don't understand like the punchline to a joke, or like so you're watching a movie with someone and they're like crying because they saw this like greater message and you've totally missed it?
No, that's not us.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah.
No, at all.
Yeah.
No, we get it. We
Yeah,
get,
I don't
we get it.
I don't cry. I've never actually cried during a movie, but I get it. I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I get it.
Well, obviously, going back to what he does as a profession, he needs to get it.
Yeah.
In order to
Yeah.
survive in that field, you have to be sharp and witty and understand what's going on. But as far as even for movies per se, I get it. But if as far as another metaphor or something, some movies are so layered where it's I get the gist of it, but like later when I'm lying in my bed, I think, oh, well, that could have meant this or.
Gotcha.
But I think that's a normal thing.
I
Yeah,
do too.
because there's
Yeah.
layers to certain
Yeah.
movies.
The fact
Yeah.
that you are analyzing, that's very normal.
Yeah.
Have either of you been told that you have quirks, and what quirks?
How do you define quirks? Like, give me an example.
I guess quirks would be like, that's a really good, I don't know how to define it. They're like unique to you. Let me give an example of something.
If my wife watches this episode, she will probably be laughing out loud right now because she always tells me how many quirks I have.
Okay.
Specifically, she uses the word quirks. How many quirks I have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you?
I don't even know. I just I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah. I can't even.
Yeah, I wish
There's
I could
just like
think
a lot
of
of
good example.
There's like a lot of things that I do that yeah.
I hit everything 3 times.
Yeah,
offer-
that
so,
could be
that's
considered a
That's
quirk, yeah.
Now, is it like a ritualistic thing, or is it something just weird behavioral
so
things
quirky
you do?
could mean like weird, different. Like I guess something quirky I do is like I really like murder podcasts and I'll like listen to them.
Oh, Sword and Scale.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I do that.
Yeah, so
I do that.
I think that's being a female.
probably,
Yeah.
probably.
Ladies
I mean,
in
but I'll
general
listen
love-
to one and then like be in a session with a client like 2 minutes later, which
Oh,
I feel like is a little
okay.
like
Wow.
I should probably have more downtime between
Right.
gore and client. So like I guess quirky is just something that's like makes you a little bit different.
Unique to you. Yeah.
Yes, but if someone's describing you and they're like you have a ton of quirks, that might be an indication of like maybe you're actually struggling to see some social
Cues.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think mine are mild if I do.
Okay.
And I admit I do have them, but I think it's mild. But I don't know. With you, I can't speak for.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I definitely got them. I got a list of
Yeah.
them for sure.
Okay, so with body language and social cues, how are you reading that? Have you ever been told like you've completely missed? Like think of both of your partners. Like if they ever been like, how can you not notice I'm mad? Or like I've been really upset. Like are you able to pick up on those?
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
something's wrong. I just don't know what I did.
Yeah, well that's
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
everyone's selfish. You know, that's just a human tendency, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I think I'm good at reading people. I think it's
Yeah, I
it's
think-
part of what I do as
Exactly.
a profession is
Yeah.
is part of what I do is read people like
You're
in
better
crowds
at
and stuff
it
like
than
that.
I am. I try to be mindful. Yeah, I try to be mindful. You need to be sensitive towards other people. You have to put yourself in their shoes as well. I always do that. I was like, well, how is that making them feel? You know.
So that's actually a huge, you're both really describing perspective taking, which is
Yeah.
when you have good perspective taking, you typically are not someone who would be autistic or you could have ADHD. So I have ADHD. So I can take really good perspective. I'm a therapist, but like there are times where I can't, right? So all these things are kind of situational too. Like context is part of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you said you could be dual or a
Yeah.
trifecta.
Yeah, you could have all sorts of things. It's
So-
called comorbidities, things happening at the same time.
So with the information you have on both of us, I know it's been kind of
Yeah.
short, but could you what do you think was going on with us?
So what I'm hearing from you, Steve, is you have some, these would be called, this word sounds intense, so don't, but they're called maladaptive behaviors. So it's a behavior that prevents you from just being free in life. And what I mean by that is you're ritualistic. I know, I'm sorry. Like,
No, that's fine.
Tapping or...
Dude,
oh, I really don't want to, I don't want to offend you in
I
any
want your
way.
complete honesty.
No, the bunny face means he likes you.
So that's that I like
This
you.
is my
with.
Rocky
Yeah,
Balboa.
No, so that just means that if your behaviors are preventing you in any way from being able to like maybe shower quicker or
Tell her about the sleep schedule.
Oh,
He doesn't wake up till, when did you wake up today?
2.
That's early.
That's early for me.
And what time do you go to bed?
7, 8, 9 in the morning.
Yeah. So look,
I'm
that
down the
also could
YouTube
be,
rabbit hole.
That could be biology. Like some people, I mean, some
My
people
whole
are
family's like, that's so weird you said
Yeah.
that because my mom's like that.
Yeah.
In fact, my mom's home, no sunlight is allowed in. We all have vampire caverns.
Yeah.
Like even in my apartment, I have electrical masking tape. Like no sunlight. I don't open the window. It has to be complete darkness. Is that normal?
Actually, I think there's a lot of people who are
Oh, they're like
particular
that?
about sleep. I do.
Yeah.
I think
I
there's
have
a lot of
blackout
people.
So
curtains.
sleep,
Yeah.
that has nothing to do with like diagnosing you with something.
No, your sleep could be more affected if your neurology is a little bit different. So like if you said to me, I can't go to bed unless I like hit the light switch 3 times or something, that would be something that would affect your sleep, and that would have to do with OCD.
I'm gonna just throw this out. I mean, I don't want to offend. I have to masturbate.
So
I knew you were gonna.
so
It's going back to the.
but
Wait,
you
wait, wait.
have to? Like
Yeah,
what would
do
happen
you
if
have
you
to?
didn't?
What would happen if you don't bust a fat nut before you go to sleep,
I would
bro?
prefer to.
You would prefer to.
Yeah,
Would
because it's a
you-
part of the thing.
Yeah, I'd like to get a nut out before I
Yeah,
sleep, but I don't have to.
Yeah, but it relaxes you.
Yeah, of
Would
course
you-
You
relaxes me.
release
It puts me
it.
to sleep sometimes. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice.
it helps a lot.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
You know what I
I don't
mean?
have
Like-
experience with that, but I'm sure. But I guess I'm wondering if it didn't happen, would you not be able to go to sleep? Would it like mess you up for hours?
I mean, I could still sleep.
Okay,
I would
all right.
prefer to masturbate though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'd
It
like
helps
to,
me
And I'd
sleep.
like to get a blowjob before I go to
Well,
sleep too.
you benefit. You live with your significant other. I'm in a long distance thing, so in a way, this is no excuse. But in a way, it's like, yeah. I mean, if I live with my girlfriend, that'd be different. As far as
Yeah.
those
So,
biological needs. Right?
Allie, what do you think? I don't know if there's enough questions answered as far as like what your assessment would be of the Scissor Bros, but do you have a general idea of what you're thinking?
Yeah. So I think again, Jeremiah, I'm not seeing anything that would like necessarily put you as neurodiverse. But like I said, look, I think most people who are creative have spikes of neurodiversity.
Sure.
I think it's the only way you're able to like keep that creativity. And Steve, by no means am I formally diagnosing, but I would look into OCD. I think that could be something that's happening and preventing you maybe from doing things as quickly as you want.
Is there treatment for that or a
Oh,
pill?
for sure. And I'm not a specialist at all in this, so I don't want to claim I
Yeah.
am. But there's therapy for it. There is medication for the anxiety that can happen around it.
So what
yeah.
kind of medication are we talking about? It's not like Adderall or Ritalin or nothing, right?
No, probably not for OCD. That's
more ADHD. Okay.
Yeah. Because that's to stimulate you to focus.
Yeah.
This would be more like something for anxiety. So like a Zoloft or like I'm definitely not a
You got some on you?
medicine- No, I'm not a psychiatrist, so I can't.
Yeah.
And
I brought a dealer slash. Yeah, that's what I did, Steve.
I'm open for all of that.
Yeah.
So what would I need to do outside of this place to get diagnosed?
Yeah.
Do you have references to psychiatrists in the LA area.
Yeah.
And I think that's a perfect opportunity for Allie. We'd love for you to plug anything and how people can reach out to you and maybe how Steve can and stuff like that. And
Absolutely, yeah. So if anyone is suspecting they might be neurodiverse or they are just having some difficulty with communication or social skills, like I'm more than happy to help. You can find me at Connecting with Allie. It's ALI on Instagram or Connection Squared. And then you can always reach out to me there, and I can give you a list of psychiatrists. I feel like I shouldn't just say them like on air, but Steve, I will give you one after that I think is wonderful.
I really appreciate that.
And for you, it would be, starting a relationship with a psychiatrist, maybe a psychologist.
What are the prices looking like?
So it depends. LA is like a jungle gym with this. Like, it's crazy. Prices are as low as like 60 and as high as like 500. It is really like quite
500 for one session?
And Steve just went undiagnosed again.
Frugal brothers strike again. Frugal brothers strike again. 60, that's a big gap.
Huge gap.
Hold on, man. We're still shooting the shit here. We're having a good time here, buddy.
Some of it is podcast stuff, and some of it you can reach out afterwards, I think. But I think...
Thank you so much.
But, Allie, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah.
And we loved having you. And, you know, I think for the Autism Challenge, I think it's not completely a finite line of where we're at right now with it, but more possibly OCD for Steve.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe,
I'm not denying it.
And maybe rage issues for me. Who knows? We love you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Scissor Brothers!
Hello? Is anyone still there? It's your pal, Gerald, and... Oh, man, I would love to talk to Dr. Ali Arena. Wish they would ask me questions about if I'm on some kind of spectrum or... I mean, I guess it's kind of understood that I'm a sexaholic. That's kind of been covered on the podcast. Been getting my giraffe dick wet on the regular. So, yeah, I guess I just self-diagnosed myself. Shit. Guess I don't need no doctor. I'm a badass bitch. Anywho, I thought that this episode was different, but a lot of fun. Pretty cool. Yeah. Hey, have you guys been checking out the Steebee Weebee show outside of Scissor Bros? It's a great way to connect with Steve throughout the week after you watch Scissor Bros. And have you been checking out Jeremiah's Weirdest Man Alive documentary or the stand up on the spots that keep dropping like wildfire, huh? Jeremiah's on tour, actually. He's taking stand up on the spot and doing other shows in Fort Worth, Texas. And, Toronto. He's going to be doing stand up in La Jolla, as well as Fort Worth and Vegas and Huntington Beach. A lot of shit like that. Anyway, I'm thinking about on our Patreon doing a Zoom with the Scissor siblings. Would you guys be interested in seeing something like that? Just unadulterated access to your boy Gerald. Alright, just some thoughts. Love you guys. Thanks so much for watching. And I had sex with a horse once that only had 3 legs. And it was everything in my fiber not to yell out tripod as my safe word. Alright, I gotta go. Love you guys. Bye.